coordinator for American Muslims for Palestine, Saladin, to share some information and some facts about the Nakba. Saladin.
You gotta bring your face.
Got it? It is good?
Yeah, you gotta bring your face to your mouth close to it.
My name is Saladin Zayed, and inshallah, for those who didn't get refreshed on their memory or those who don't know what the Nakba is, I'll be giving a brief overview on the Nakba, inshallah. May 15, 1948 is a date inked in infamy for generations of Palestinians who know it as the Nakba, or the Catastrophe, after the declaration of the State of Israel and Palestine. For Palestinians, the Nakba does not just represent a historical event, but it is a continuing process that began in the 1880s as European zionist settlers started moving into Palestine to lay the groundwork for their future state. Nakba means catastrophe in Arabic, which is the massive dispossession and ethnic cleansing that befell upon the Palestinian people during and after the 1948 war with Zionist forces. The Nakba proved to be a turning point for Palestinians, where almost 3 out of 4 Palestinians, numbering about 8 to 9 million, became dispossessed and homeless as a result of the establishment of a Zionist state. Palestine was forced to receive persecuted European Jewish citizens while the United States closed its doors to Jewish refugees. Even the wealthy ones, over a 20-year period, the Zionists demanded, the Jews demanded independence. The persecuted European Jews demanded independence, while the United States closed their doors for 20 years. And the Palestinians were forced to receive these refugees. But there was a mathematical problem here. The indigenous population, which consisted of Muslim and Christian Palestinian Arabs, were the majority of the population in Palestine. And Zionists were only 11% of citizens and 33% of the population. What does this mean? It means much of them were illegal immigrants. Therefore, if the Zionist state is to exist, then ethnically cleansing the indigenous majority is a necessary step. Afshar Iqbal, a human rights researcher, documented that on May 2nd, 1948, the Zionists completed the siege of Safad, one of the most mesmerizing cities in northern Palestine, where they blocked the main roads, which led the Palestinians leaving the mountainous dirt roads before the fall on May 11th. The siege was governed by the fall of the village of Piera, which was the passage of the main road between the mountains of Piera and Canaan, and the fall of the village of Ain Zaytun, where Zionist gangs committed a massacre that had a fatal impact on the fall of the city of Safad. The fall of Palestinian cities continued on May 10, 1948, and Bisan was shelled and occupied on May 12, and its people were expelled. Jaffa was stormed by the Zionists on May 15, and the Zionists gathered its people in the neighborhood of Ajami and surrounded it with barbed wire before expelling them from the city. Britain announced the end of its mandate to Palestine on May 14 and initiated its withdrawal from Palestine after they handed over the Zionists on the basis of full coordination with them. At the same time, Ben Gurion announced the establishment of this dreaded entity of Israel. On May 16, Akka, which was located in the Arab region according to the partition decision, fell, and a large part of its people remained there. Within a week, most of the villages of Akka and Safad fell one by one, while the rest of the villages of the north fell during or after the truce. The last of which was the village of Istriba on November 30, after heavy airstrikes led to the martyrdom of a large number of people who refused to leave. This is a reminder of the oppression of Palestinians and a preservation of history. Despite the sadness we may feel at these past events, we must not lose hope. If you would like to learn more about the Nakba, feel free to visit the American Muslims for Palestine website. Jazakallah khairan for listening and educating yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.